Billy Joe grew restless on the farm, a boy filled with wanderlust who really meant no harm. He changed his clothes and shined his boots and combed his dark hair down, and his mother cried as he walked out, "Don't take your guns to town, son, leave your guns at home, Bill. Don't take your guns to town." He laughed and kissed his mom and said, "You're Billy Joe's the man. I can shoot as quick and straight as anybody can, but I wouldn't shoot without a cause, I'd gun nobody down." But she cried again as he rode away, "Don't take your guns to town, son, leave your guns at home, Bill. Don't take your guns to town." He sang a song his own, he rode, his guns hung at his hips. He rode into a cattle town, a smile upon his lips. He stopped and walked into a bar and laid his money down, but his mother's words
Now then, here. I don't know why I put that there. That couldn't have been anybody else, could it, but the Man in Black, Mr. Johnny Cash. Superb, yeah, the fabulous Johnny Cash album from 1958. And that was the song "Don't Take Your Guns to Town." One of those great songs Johnny Cash seems to specialise in, you know, about these sort of nihilistic drifters who, you know, got no cause or no reason to shoot somebody, but they end up doing so or trying to do so, and coming badly unstuck. But yeah, the fabulous Johnny Cash. I'll come back to that. Yeah, this is carrying on the that when I started last time, working through the alphabet. I'm going to crack on because I want to get it done in sort of 4 goes if I can, 4 or 5 goes right through. And what the drift is if I could only keep one album by each artist, but not every artist, just those artists that I've got 6 or more albums. So, but if I could only keep one of those albums, which one would it be and why? And yeah, I've just realised, I don't know how it caught my eye because I don't normally look at these things, but I think I've done 181 videos or something like that, and I thought, well, that's crazy. Maybe I should, you know, aim for a stop at some sort of round number. 200 sounds good, which would mean only another 18 or 19 videos, and maybe I should think about quality, because I think, you know, out of those 181 videos, how many interesting things have I ever said? You know, I don't know, count them on one hand, 2 if you're being generous. I don't know. But, you know, I suppose, you know, it's like a broken clock, isn't it, that's going to be right twice a day. Or it's like those monkeys that if you set them away typing, eventually they'll come up with some equivalent of a Shakespeare play. You stick me in front of this camera, you know, for long enough, for 181 times 20 minutes, and you're bound to say something interesting sometime. But maybe I should try and be a bit more selective. Maybe instead of just sitting there having no idea what I'm going to say about these records or anything, maybe I should sort of think about it. And also maybe I should sort of write something down, you know, and almost read it. You know, would that be better? I don't know. Maybe it would be worse. Maybe it would be, I don't know, false, plagiaristic. I don't know. I might just try it for one in the near future, see how that goes. I'd have to have big sheets of paper hung up in front of me, because I don't know how I would do it IT wise. But anyway, here we go. I'm going to rattle on through these. That was the fabulous Johnny Cash. In fact, I love Johnny Cash's latest albums, those last 4 or so before he died, the American Songbook, those sorts of albums. where he had, what do you call him? See what I mean about preparation, producing them. Ruben, wasn't it? Yeah, brilliant albums. Hurt, obviously the cover he did, just absolutely heart-wrenching stuff. Brilliant. I loved those. I loved the prison albums, the live albums. They're really moving. Especially the films of those albums. But I'd keep this one because I think, I don't know, this just is that spare, that sort of brilliant, basic Johnny Cash sound that, yeah, I don't know, sums it all up for me. The Man in Black, Johnny Cash, the fabulous Johnny Cash from 1958. I'll just keep my list. I've got 103 of these artists, so I've got to have them on a list. My next one, Mr. Nick Cave. Well, I was going to hold up the vinyl, but I've got vinyls and CDs of Nick Cave. I haven't got a bad album by Nick Cave. I do love his latest stuff. Ghosteen, Carnage, the stuff that's a sort of tragic, really deeply sad, reflective stuff he's done since his son tragically died. And but for me, it came down, the ones I'd keep, it came down to two that were sort of, although they were 4 years apart, I think. The Boatman's Call, and then the one I will keep, No More Shall We Part, from, I've got the dates written on here, 2001. It's just, I don't know, it's the most complex but beautiful songs about love and emotions, that probably one of the most beautiful that I've got in this collection. Absolutely stunning. 2003, No More Shall We Part. The next artist is Vic Chesnutt. Now, I never talk about Vic Chesnutt on this channel because I've got no Vic Chesnutt on vinyl. I've got all his albums on CD. He was I suppose, of the CD age. It was in the 90s that his career took off. I seen him in the mid 90s. He was on a bill at the Barbican that Hal Gelb was curating, if you like. Absolutely fantastic artist. He suffered a disability early in life. One arm pretty much doesn't work, and he plays guitar in his own particular way. His voice is absolutely, I've mentioned the word heart-wrenching once. I'm showing my inarticulacy now. See, if I'd written something down, I could have looked in a thesaurus, couldn't I, and come up with something else. But absolutely beautiful, heartbreaking, delicate short stories in the album Is the Actor Happy from 1995. My next one is Chicago. Well, I'll keep this one quick. Chicago have got umpteen dozen albums, haven't they? And their first one was by far and away their best one. Absolutely stunning debut album, double album. It goes right from pop to blues to jazz to classical to avant-garde as well, and really well done avant-garde stuff, I think. This is Chicago Transit Authority. Brilliant stuff. Chicago's first album from 1969. Next one, Ry Cooder. What an artist, one of my favourite artists. I love everything that Ry Cooder gets involved in, soundtracks, albums, collaborations. The one I'm going to pick is not one that the critics tend to go for. This is Borderline from 1980. It's probably sentimental reasons why I want to keep this one. And I'm not, I don't know, I normally don't go on about sentimentality, but this was the first one I ever got. It coincided with me, I suppose, falling in love, and the song he does on here, the second song, the third song on the album, Why Don't You Try Me, is just particularly poignant for me at that time. So that's the one I'd keep, Ry Cooder, Borderline from 1980. Leonard Cohen, again. Which one Leonard Cohen album would you keep? Well, I'd keep this one, Songs of Love and Hate. It's just from, what year was it, 1971? It's absolutely intense. Famous Blue Raincoat. I've got the song list on there. Avalanche it opens with. The lyrics are just absolutely stunning, and the music, although the music is really well done and the production is well done, it allows the lyrics to dominate this, and for me it's I think all his albums are great. Actually, I've got them all, but I'll keep that one. Songs of Love and Hate from 1971. Elvis Costello, I remember the beginning and being really excited about the beginning of this guy's career. This is his second album, This Year's Model. This is the one I keep. It's punky. It's the first album that he's got that brilliant band, The Attractions, with him. It's punky, it's edgy, it's just great stuff. I wish I'd put my glasses on and I can read you the track list of it, but I won't bore you with it. This Year's Model, 1978. Elvis Costello. Cowboy Junkies, one of my favourite bands, one of my favourite female singers, Margot Timmins. I've read it somewhere that these are one of the slowest bands. They play more slowly than nearly anybody, or they can play more slowly than nearly anybody else. And I just love their style. There's quite a few covers on this one. This one is really basically recorded, one microphone, one tape, in a church hall in one night. The Trinity Sessions, absolutely stunning, absolute landmark Americana album, brilliant. The Cowboy Junkies, Trinity Sessions from 1988. In the 80s, when I was getting pissed off with all this sort of new wave post-punk stuff that I've now got back into, but at the time I didn't like all those daft haircuts, and I don't know, it seemed shallow and tinny and nasty. I was getting back into blues and looking for new people to get into, and Robert Cray was one of my favourites at that time, and this is I think it's his fourth album, Strong Persuader, from, let me see the date, this is from 86. It's just a great blues record. It's probably the most poppiest of his record, the most accessible of his, all his records are accessible, but it's the most poppy bluesy sound. It's got the brilliant Memphis horns on there. Robert Cray, Strong Persuader, 1986. Which Dylan album would you take? I mean, bloody hell. I mean, I've done a video on what my favourite, or my top 10 Dylan albums and all the rest of it, ranking them and everything, and this one didn't come top, but at first I was going to put the box set Biograph up, but I thought that's cheating. But I'm going to go with Blonde on Blonde. It's 1966. I think Dylan was, although my favourite album was later, it was Blood on the Tracks, I think, and perhaps the one I listen to most is Street Legal. But this album, Visions of Johanna, One of Us Must Know, Just Like a Woman, just track after track, and so different and diverse, and the sound of it, and a brilliant cover. Bob Dylan, Blonde on Blonde, from 1966. The Eagles, I think the Eagles' best album is the one I'd take. It's Hotel California. They've gone from a more country sound to a more rock sound, and they've done it absolutely brilliantly. Obviously the title track is one of the great classic rock tracks of the 70s, but the album stands up around that track, particularly side one. Excellent. Hotel California from 1976. Steve Earle, sort of grandfather of Americana, I suppose. Another one who was, he started maybe in a country Nashville sort of style, or that was his environment anyway, and he was transgressing into more rockier music, and this album is right up there as one of his most rockiest. Copperhead Road, big sound, big Rolling Stones-esque sort of sound, but Steve Earle's big enough and his songs are big enough. They really stand up, and great album, Copperhead Road. Eagles, again one of my favourite bands. I did see this guy, Mark Everett. I mean, he goes under the name of Eagles, but he's almost a solo artist. Actually, yeah, I was going to go with the Vinyls, Shootin' Annie, which was the one after this, but I've gone with Souljacker from, now I haven't got the bloody date written this down, I've written the wrong one, doesn't matter, early 2000s, 2000, maybe 1999, 2000, something like that. Really dark sort of stuff, but done with the pop sensibility. Eels, Mark Everett, Souljacker. Eno, Brian Eno. Yeah, I'd like a bit of ambient, more reflective stuff, and I think this is one of Eno's classics. Another Green World, superbly done, superbly crafted songs, lovely stuff. Another Green World by Eno from 1975. Next, Family. Yeah, I've got 6 Family albums. One of them's on CD, Bandstand, which I think, you know, maybe it is probably the critics' favourite and maybe most people's favourite. But I do like this one. I think this was their second album, Family Entertainment. It's really got a wider range of sort of styles on here. I like Hung Up Down, How High the Lie, and Chapman's singing and Whitney's guitar playing. It's more varied, there's a bit more acoustic stuff. Chapman sort of tones down the sort of gruffness occasionally, and yeah, I'd probably take this one for its diversity. Family Entertainment from 1969. Well, where have I put it? I don't know where I've put the... Flaming Lips is my next one. I've put it over there. Hang on one second. I'm going to go with Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots. This is just one of the most... you know, it's dealing with sort of weird, typically weird, strange concepts, but it manages to be really, really moving at the same time, and uplifting. And it followed the album The Soft Bulletin, which is another fantastic album, and I wouldn't put a fag paper between them in terms of preference, but the one I'd take with me for its uplifting. Every time I listen to this, I just feel a lift, particularly the song Do You Realise, which I think we'll go out with just to give everybody a lift, because I was on a bit of a downer on the last video, and thanks to one or two people who put comments on pointing out that all in the world is not bad, and in the music world certainly not. There are loads and loads of good people, so thanks to Jack and others for pointing that out to me. Sometimes you need the obvious reminder, pointing out. So yeah, that was the Flaming Lips. The next one, Free. I like all Free studio albums, but the one I'd take is Free Live. This is just 8 or 9 I think it is. Great songs, done live. Some of them are extended versions, half of them are done in Sunderland, half in Croydon. Really good production. I just think it shows Free at their absolute best. Free Live from 1971. And then lastly, we've got up to the letter G, just about. Mr. Rory Gallagher. Difficult choice to pick this one, but I think like Family, I've gone for the second album. I've gone for Juice because of the same reason. It's diversity. It's got, he just demonstrates all his styles here. He's not just a straight ahead blues rocker. You know, he's more than that. His songs have got a greater breadth, and that his songwriting talents have got a greater breadth. So I'll go with Juice from 1971. They're the albums I would keep. There's been a lot of videos about purging and downsizing your record collections lately, and it's got me thinking. Actually, it has got me thinking, because it is getting it you know, for the size of the house and the length of my life left and all the rest of it, you think, does it make much sense? Maybe we should go down for quality, narrowness, go deep rather than wide. Although I do have very wide eclectic taste. But anyway, I'm rambling on. I'll think about that thing I said at the beginning. Should I write a script before and make these things a little bit more on the nail rather than just blathering on and hoping something interesting comes out once every few months. But thanks for watching. We're going to go out with, you know what, I'll have to turn this over. We're going to go out with the Flaming Lips. And this is Do You Realise? You know what, it's not working, I've pressed the wrong thing. Hang on 1 second. Sorry about that. If anyone's got bass eardrums, so that